You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Speaking of that, folks, President Joe Biden tomorrow is going to be speaking in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center at 2:50 p.m. Eastern. He'll be speaking there, giving a speech on the issue of voting rights. Now, you have Republicans there in Pennsylvania who are also trying to play games when it comes to the right to vote. I dare say, Avis, that President Biden or even Vice President Harris, they need to be going to Texas. They should be going to Arizona. They should be traveling around the country. I mean, this is, to me, this is where they must ratchet this thing to another level. You got boots on the ground. You got Black Voters Matter. You got Poor People's Campaign. You got all these different groups. This is where the president and the vice president needs to be far more aggressive, rallying the nation when it comes to these onerous voter suppression laws being passed by Republicans.
I mean, they can definitely do that type of work. I think what I'm seeing here, though, is that what you have here with President Biden, he's looking to use his bully pulpit. Great to see people doing things on the ground. But I also think Vice President Harris really needs to be on the phone with senators to get this thing. I mean, I think that's really, honestly, the best use of her time. She used to be in the Senate. She is charged with helping to bring this past the finish line. And I think she needs to work on the inside strategy in terms of putting the pressure on to make sure that there is some movement with regards to what needs to happen in the Democratic Party to make this get over the finish line. And so what needs to happen is some sort of agreement around the whole filibuster. And if it's not a complete sort of eradication of the filibuster, they can certainly change the rules around it to make it not applicable to certain situations. So, for example, we know that Representative Clyburn has suggested that perhaps they should have a specific rule where the filibuster would, not apply when it comes to issues of constitutional rights. And this clearly is one, right? And so, I would love to see her working the phones, going to the Hills, speaking to people, doing that sort of inside game politics that's necessary to get this across the finish line. I think that there are activists that need to be in the streets. And as we are doing the outside strategies, which I believe Black women are doing so well with regards to the work that Melanie is organizing and all of those amazing Black women's organizations, they're putting in the work. Okay, but I think in terms of this outside pressure that's happening, we also need to have that inside strategy and power wielding, and that's what I'm hoping that Vice President Harris spends her time doing.
Yeah, but here's the deal, Julianne. They can make a phone call from anywhere. See, here's part of the reason why I'm saying they've also got to be there as well, because here's what that does. It elevates the issue. It elevates it beyond just a Beto O'Rourke in Texas or local organizers. But what it also does is, and this is the point I keep making, this is not a Black thing as well. Young white voters are being impacted. Republicans see what's going on. And also, by having Biden or even Harris go to Texas and go to Arizona, you're also laying the groundwork for 2022, the midterm elections. You're also laying the groundwork for 2024. Those things are also important. The reality is this here. President Barack Obama only went to Texas to pick up checks. They were not using the power of the president of the Oval Office to also mobilize and organize their own party in the state.
Democrats have been found wanting, as far as I'm concerned. I agree with Avis. It's a hard time to be a Democrat to watch. Vice President Harris actually got like 3 emails from her talking about give us $10. Why would I give Democrats $10 when I can give it to Melanie at Black Civic Participation or to somebody else who's doing something with it? Democrats have dropped the ball. There should be all kind of pressure, both inside and outside. And as you say, you can make a phone call from anywhere, but there has to be more than just the phone calling, the presence. People have to really start taking it the way we treat them in summer, taking it to the streets in powerful ways. And I think that, again, as I said, Joe Manchin just needs to be followed. But what I want to see more than anything else, and if there was any integrity among any Republican, Mitt Romney, step up and say something, dude. All of the Republicans are not as crooked as they seem to be in concert. So all it would take, frankly, is for 3 or 4 of them to make their case in a way that sways more of them. I don't know that that's going to happen, but it is literally my prayer, because I really do think that if these people believe in this country, that they would want everybody who's eligible to vote to do so. And if you want everyone who's eligible to vote to do so, then make it possible. How can that silly governor say 24-hour voting is wrong? I mean, and how can they try to imprison a black man who mistakenly voted when they have not mistakenly, but deliberately taken people's right to vote?
To run?
You know, there comes a time when there's only so much talking to a bully that you can do, and you're going to have to fight. And I think that the Democratic Party, the establishment Democrats, are going to really have to understand that they are in a fight. And they're in a fight with an opponent who doesn't care about rule of law. They will change the law to their however they want. They have to understand that these people are not concerned with fighting fair. They're about winning. And I think there's a lack of backbone in the establishment Democrats about what it's going to take to win. So many people in the Democratic Party are so concerned with building consensus that they don't really think about the fact that the people they're trying to build consensus to are trying to destroy this democracy. And you have to come to this idea, you have to fight that, period. You can't really try to negotiate with these people. You're going to have to stand on what you believe, and you're going to have to be straight up about this is what we stand for. This is what we're willing to defend this. That's where it is at this point. We saw that with 8 years of Obama, we're trying to be everybody's friend, and these people do not want to be your friend. They want to take, in their mind, take this country back. And the way to do that is by disenfranchising voters, especially black voters. The minute that the establishment Democrats realize that and understand that they're in a war and begin to fight like they're in a war, then you start seeing some things moving back in the inside.
Well, and that right there is the point, and that is you have to, if you're in a war, you have to act like you're in a war. That means you must fight, you must fight, you must fight. Those are the things that must go on, and so we need to see more of that take place. And so we're going to be covering this, folks, throughout the week and throughout this summer. Folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Racial injustice is a scourge on this nation, and the black community has felt it for generations. We have an obligation to do something about it. Whether it's canceling student debt, increasing the minimum wage, or investing in black-owned businesses, the black community deserves so much better. I'm Nina Turner, and I'm running for Congress to do something about it.